and I just gotten word that we are ready for Octini's Unravel 2. Take it away.
Excellent. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm Octini.
I'm Miss Ray.
And this is Unravel 2. This is a very cozy co-op puzzle platformer game that we're going to beat real fast now. So, that's what we'll do.
Time starts when we start moving.
Yeah, so we won't do a countdown. Just as soon as the little yarny things start moving, you can start the timer. It'll just be a minute. But a little bit of context for you here. There was an opening cutscene that we mashed through. This is the end of that cutscene. These are yarnies. They are
Anthropomorphic.
Thank you. That yarn creatures that are shipwrecked on an island. And the plot basically is
Fix the lighthouse.
Fix the lighthouse. Yeah, you'll get more of that. But essentially what happened was they were on a boat. The boat crashed. The reason the boat crashed was because... And that's what the cutscene that we skipped. Okay, here, we're going to start moving. And the reason the boat crashed was because the lighthouse was burnt out. And so we are in the first chapter just making our way to the lighthouse. Whereupon we will start climbing towards the very top so that we can fix it. And the way by which the Yarnies climb to the top of the lighthouse is by going through the different chapters of the game. There are seven different chapters, including this one. And as you complete each chapter, the rest of the lighthouse becomes available to you. So that's sort of the construction of the game. And then while we are within each chapter, there's sort of a B plot that happens involving two
teenagers.
Yeah, that are in foster care or a group home or something. I don't know. We'll get to that here in a little while. You'll see what we're talking
They're
about.
not in this chapter. This chapter is very calm and child.
Yeah, this is sort of the tutorial chapter. So this is it's a great game to play co-op because you can spend as much time as you want not playing co-op.
Yeah, you saw me take a drink a minute ago, so.
Yeah, we call it backpacking. Oh no. Where you can play separately as two individual Yarnies, or the Yarnies can combine, sort of whenever they want, and act as one entity.
But all of the tricks have to be done separately.
Yes. What that means is this game can be played solo. It was designed to be either a co-op or solo game. And it's the exact same game either way. If you play it solo, you just spend the vast majority of the time, combined like this. And then you just alternate control of Yarnies back and forth. Mm-hmm. Whoops.
But the speedrun solo is very different because none of the tricks that we're doing work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the big speed tech here is what we call a zoop.
Oh, what's a fool?
And we've already done it a few times, but basically it's that. That was a zoop. So by design, the Yarnies are able to combine anytime they are in very close proximity. Like, you have to be standing within a couple inches of each other.
Whoop. Like you're supposed to be touching, basically.
Yeah, basically. But through fancy button presses and a couple of alterations to the game settings, we can combine the Yarnies from any distance whatsoever, so long as we have, like, line of sight. And that lets us do some pretty fancy stuff.
even better is that you can cancel it, so I can jump you up there.
Yep.
L1. There we go. This is the worst puzzle in the game. Every single time I've ever watched anyone play casually, that's the puzzle that gets them.
Mm-hmm.
Or jump you up like that.
So yeah, so we use zoops, and then specifically we use canceling zoops to get extra height on jumps and extra distance on jumps, and it allows us to skip a lot of puzzles that otherwise wouldn't be skippable. And like Ray was saying, in the solo run of this game, zoops don't work. It requires 2 players. So the solo run is essentially glitchless. I think they have found a couple of weird
Skateboard
skips and stuff.
Things like that.
But that's why I like playing the co-op route a lot better, because you get to do more fun stuff. And there is a category that's even more significantly broken. A couple of categories, actually. With some really, really pretty wild speed tech. But we like playing the game, you know, basically intact, with the exception of, you know, just being able to fly.
Yeah. We like the game too much to want to skip most of it.
Yeah. Time.
Okay, we're gonna skip a whole puzzle here. And we're supposed to swim across and then climb up. But we don't want to swim, so we just don't.
Yep. Easy peasy. Into the bucket. And that's pretty much chapter 1.
Yep. Just a little bit more jumping, but no puzzles.
So you'll see us enter the light.
I just did fall canceling. So when we're combined, the Yarny in charge is in charge, and the other Yarny basically doesn't exist. So when you fall from a great height, the one in charge gets knocked down. It takes a second to recover, but if the other one just jumps off, they never fell, as far as they're concerned. So you can just start moving right away.
Okay, so Yarnies have arrived at the lighthouse. And there's a little cut scene in between every chapter that takes place in the lighthouse. We skip all of them. Oh, hush, Siri. We skip all of them with the exception of the very first one. And we don't show you the first one just because we think it's cool. We can't skip it. If I were to try and skip this one, I would just have to watch the whole thing all over again. But every cutscene is basically the same as this. It shows these little sparkling lights flying around the lighthouse. They fly into these paintings, and the color is added back into the paintings. And then a portal is opened somewhere in the lighthouse, progressively higher up, that we can jump into to go to the next chapter.
And the more collectibles you find, the more color there is on the paintings. But we, I think, might touch 1 or 2 on accident.
Yeah. Long time ago, we played with the idea of routing a 100% category for this. Yeah. Yeah.
There's one at the end that just...
very, very end of the game, there's a collectible that's really easy to miss. And
this game doesn't have, like, checkpoints. You would just have to play the entire level again.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't. I can't. Okay, we're gonna meet those teenagers we were talking about.
Yeah, so these little shadowy figures in the background, they will be accompanying us throughout the rest of the game.
So this is one of the teens.
And it's never explicitly explained what's going on. But basically, what we gather is they're in some sort of unhappy situation. Like I said, some sort of a group home or something, and they want out. So they're going to bail,
and we're going
to help them. I'm honestly not sure if we're intentionally helping them or if it just sort of is a happy accident. It's not super clear.
Jump. I'm good at games.
But for instance, there's these vines on the windows right now, right? And our little glowy fairy light is gonna get rid of them.
Astral projecting sounds as likely as anything else I've heard.
Yeah, why not?
zooping?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We'll
quite.
zoop now. It's fine. We should probably explain zooping at some point.
Didn't we already, kind of?
Vaguely, I suppose. Yeah,
So
zooping. It's a great word.
So the Yarnies are attached by yarn. And there is
Okay.
there is a limited distance apart that they can get. You have a finite amount of yarn. But we can be as far apart as we want to be, you know, to the limits of the yarn.
I was zooping!
Oops.
That's fine. There we go.
And still be able to zoop. Like I said earlier, so long as we have line of sight. There can't be anything obstructing the Yarnies' view of one another for a zoop to work. Now, sometimes the line of sight can be partially obstructed and still work. And if that happens, you get tangles. The yarn still has, like the yarn separating you, still has collision. And, hello, your elbow.
Sorry.
Ah!
Oh man. That one's a cycle. That one's rough. Trying to get over, there's like an invisible wall while you're watching that cutscene, and he tries to jump over it off screen.
Yeah, now I have to wait.
And if it doesn't work, then yeah, your cycle's off.
Well, I made it onto the box, just not very far onto the box. Yeah, and so the yarn that you're attached by does still have collision. And if you... Come on, man. If you get your yarn tangled up around an object while attempting a zoop... Nice. Okay, zoop.
We're definitely supposed to be moving these boxes.
Oh, yeah, that's a big old skip that we just did.
We're supposed to spend a bunch of time on the ground there, and we just don't.
If your yarn gets tangled up while attempting a zoop, I'm going to start this sentence about 8 more times, then what happens is you won't be able to progress any further. The yarn will be stuck to whatever that object is, and you'll have to reset a checkpoint. And the checkpoints are not infrequent, but sometimes it is a really, really significant loss. So we have more or less identified most of the kind of trouble spots where tangles are likely to occur, and we just avoid zooping in those spots. So every now and then there will be a place where it would be beneficial to try and zoop, except
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not really worth it.
There's also some places where we don't bunny hop. We're playing on PlayStation. Oh my
No.
gosh.
Come on, land. Good job.
We also play on PC, but right now we're running on PlayStation. And to the best of our understanding, it is faster to bunny hop, like do little jumps on PlayStation, and not really faster on PC. We don't really know why. But there are a couple places where we don't jump even on PlayStation because it increases the likelihood of tangling.
Mm-hmm.
So kids are just hanging out in the park in the middle of the night. I'm sure there's a sign somewhere that says it's supposed to be closed right now. They don't care. I almost zooped you. I'm a fool. No platforming forever.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're not like skipping any puzzles here, it's just faster to zoop. You know, you're supposed to have to climb up your yarn to the other person, and we just don't do that.
Yeah, one of the things I really enjoy about this run is I just find the movement very aesthetically pleasing. There's something just really fluid about all the motion and the speed tech itself. I really like it. It feels fast, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like you're playing the game really quickly. Ah, sure.
Yeah, you jumped real early.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can do this one. No. It's a very small window. Okay. Yeah, reset this. Reset this. What's happening?
We never struggle with this much.
What is going on?
I don't know, man.
Do we just need to zoom you up and pull the thing across?
One more time.
I don't know.
Alright, we're doing it the normal way.
Okay. No.
What?
I have to zoom you up to the top, bro.
What top?
Above you. Above that thing.
Oh.
That's how you know that we don't do it this way, because we don't even know how to
Never.
solve it normally. I didn't know it was possible for us to not do that,
Okay, come on up.
honestly.
That was weird.
That was very weird.
But you see why we like Zoop so much. They allow us to skip when done correctly. They allow us to skip just huge chunks of puzzles, which is really nice.
Well, because even us doing it the quote correct way was still skipping half of that puzzle.
Yeah.
Because I got him up top.
Oh, hey! Now we get to see a tangle.
I can't get off of him.
Yep. Yeah, we can't disentangle, and I can't walk any farther than this. So now I have to restart the checkpoint. And that is a tangle that I know about.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it happens.
Okay, here's another kind of hard zoop. Let's see if I can do this one either.
Yeah, we're supposed to wait for this ladder to become climbable, but we're not going to do that.
Which does mean that the cutscene gets kind of funny sometimes, but...
Whee!
And I say, let's see if I can do this. Octini does all the platforming and I do all the tricks, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, we make a good team. Because I'm pretty good at the platforming sections, and Ray is really good at all the speed tech. I'm terrible at the speed tech. If we had to reverse our roles,
No.
we would not be able to beat the game.
No, we couldn't. There are a couple puzzles that we do not do correctly because they would require him to zoop me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just does not work.
Yeah, there are a couple of skips that that have more
Sorry.
that have more efficient solves than the ones we do.
See?
I did that because that's what you wanted me to do yesterday.
Fair enough. The amount of time that it took us to realize you can just jump up here is honestly embarrassing. Hey!
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
You're supposed to get in that cannon, and then the cannon will shoot you. But the cannon's really slow, because not only is it slow, but then you also get fall damage.
Which I don't think we actually explained what fall damage is. Did you? Okay, never mind.
You can. It's fine.
Well, so a lot of the time when you fall off of something, or if you're shot out of a cannon,
Shot out of a cannon, yes.
when you hit the ground, it takes a few seconds for the Yarny to get back up again. Nice.
So we skip as many of those cannons as we can.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a few different ways to sort of mitigate fall damage. And we've learned just about all the tricks there is. All the tricks there is.
So like here, he's the one who got hurt, so I just jumped off.
Mm-hmm.
And my Yarny's like, what do you mean? I didn't fall.
Go. And I'm not going to bother following Ray up there because this is... Some screens require both Yarnies to exit the screen in order to advance, and some only require one, and that's one that only requires one, for whatever reason.
And this is apparently where the kids are hanging out. So there's like, you know, toys and skateboard and some stuff. And then when we go back to the lighthouse, like the Rubik's Cube is in the lighthouse also. I think the skateboard might be some of the art on the wall
somewhere.
here is the art on the wall there. So there's definitely some sort of connection, but it's never really explicitly stated what. Now here's my hot take. I wish the kids would just stay here. The kids are gonna get in some trouble in the future.
And there's the first cutscene skip. So what we do is just quit to the start screen and then reload the chapter, or reload the game. And when it reloads, it will have skipped past that cutscene.
I think the leaderboards do loadless now.
Okay.
I think they cut out those loading part in the middle.
The game is available on basically every console. It's available on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC. That's every console. And obviously load times vary across those different platforms. Especially considering, like, this was a PlayStation 4 game originally. We play on a PlayStation 4 Pro that I've modded with a solid-state drive. So it's got faster load times than a normal PlayStation 4. And then obviously a PlayStation 5 would have even faster load times than that. The PC, the PC has the fastest load times, but weirdly the gameplay is slower.
No, you're not gonna make it. Sorry. I didn't give you enough yarn on my side. But it's because of the jumps. Remember I said the jumps are faster on on PlayStation?
Yeah, something about the Yarny's movement is different across the console and PC platforms. I have no idea what it is, but it does make up, like, it takes up a pretty significant amount of time. So the fastest theoretical run would be completed on, like, a PlayStation 5. Because that would have load times most similar to a PC and, you know, fast console gameplay. Hey, Hedgehog.
Hi, Hedgehog. There's lots of little cute animals in this part.
So many cute animals in this game.
Okay, so now we are having another example of adults are bad.
Yeah, that's sort of the moral of this game is adults are bad.
Make it? I made it. Cool. Okay. So the kids are going to escape from the angry adults.
But you also sort of see what I mean about, I'm not sure if we're deliberately helping these kids out or what. Flippy, flippy, flippy. Because we had to, you know, get rid of those little vines in order for us to proceed. But that also let the kids get out of there, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. This is...
I don't think I can make it up
Yeah,
there.
let's back it up.
I can
Here,
soup you up,
get me
though.
there. There we go. Cool.
Okay. We're about to meet a new enemy. Did we talk about the cigarette?
No, we didn't talk about cigarettes in Chapter 2. So yeah, in Chapter 2, and I did take a death, you meet the bad guys in this game, and as much as there is one. We call them cigarettes. They're just these...
Little embers.
Yeah, little fiery ember things. And if you touch them, you die because yarn is flammable. And they're usually pretty easy for us to avoid, but there are a few trouble spots.
You're supposed to use the little glowing moss to hide from them.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't do that.
Yeah, that's slow.
That is a huge puzzle skip. That's like a 1.5-minute long puzzle if you do it normally.
And now we have the real the real villain of Unravel 2, the turkey.
It's true. The kids are gonna be fine. The kids are fine. We're the ones who are in trouble right now.
Yeah, this turkey wants to eat us bad.
This turkey is based on a real grouse that attacked a reporter on the news once.
Yep.
And the devs were like, that sounds great, let's do that.
Let's put that in our video game.
Okay, got a little half puzzle skip here. Hey turkey, hey turkey. Yeah.
Ha!
Back on you. Ah, turkey. Very angry turkey. Every now and then you can get him to glitch out. It's fabulous. He'll just like spin in place.
And coming up, there's a skip that it used to be a lot more fun. What we do here is faster.
You just skip the whole puzzle.
Yeah. But we used to be able to trick the turkey into looking for us in the wrong place and then just sneak past.
That was fun.
It was a lot of fun to do. I missed that skip.
Alrighty, we are safe. We are safe from the turkey. The portal is going to save us. And we'll go back to the lighthouse.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye. You ran into a tree, bro. Why'd you do that? Okay.
Skip cutscene.
So, chapter 3 is lovely. It's just like hanging out in the forest with a turkey. Chapter 4 is also lovely, hanging out in a different forest with a different animal. So this is the last pleasant chapter.
Yeah.
Please enjoy while it's here.
Yeah, after chapter 4 it stops being lovely.
Yeah. But chapter 4 is still lovely, so just a heads up. If you need the good vibes, this is where they are.
After chapter 4 it gets dark, which is relative. This game does not actually get dark at any point.
No.
It's far too wholesome.
It only gets dark if you have played it 400 times and really overthought it. Basically. So once again, another shadowy adult hitting the firefly, which doesn't seem very kind. Okay, this is another one that we do kind of weird so that Octini doesn't have to zoop me.
Whew, barely.
Cool.
Yeah, there is a slightly faster way to do that puzzle skip, but it would require me executing speed tech, which I'm bad at. So
So we just don't. And then this next one is a big old puzzle skip. Not hard puzzle skip. Like these are just basically walking simulator puzzles. But we're just not gonna do them.
yeah, there's a whole screen over to the right that we just don't see. We just didn't go there. Like all of this that we're going past right now, there was stuff below us that we were supposed to
Yeah.
have interacted with. Good jump, Yarny.
Okay. That's another one with a big tangle, which is why I jump over so far before I skip that time. Oh! No!
Hang on.
Oh,
Okay. You've got to be kidding me!
Oh. Good. Very good. This bodes well for the fire.
Look, this is my second run
Oh no, I get
in
it.
5 hours.
Yeah,
And I didn't get very much sleep.
I get it.
I do this, don't I? Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Thanks for adjusting on the fly
It's
for
all
me.
good. We. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we got it!
Oh, thank goodness. We used to play this a ton, and then we had a baby last year, and we don't play it as much as we used to. Ooh,
Oh, that was terrible.
that was terrible.
Oh.
So there's a lot of things that, like, when we play it, we say, what if we tried this? And then we say, yeah, that's a great idea. And then we don't do it again for a couple weeks.
Mhm.
And so there's a lot of things that we're like, wait, which version of that are we doing?
Well, yeah, Ray and I speedrun. Oh no.
It's fine.
Ray and I speedrun several co-op games. But it's been quite a while since we learned a new one. And outside of events like this, we don't find a lot of time to speedrun or even
Together.
do any sort of co-op stuff on stream anymore. Just gosh darn it,
Oof.
ending up in the water a lot today.
Shame.
Just because, yeah, we've got 2 kids. Life is busy. But this is definitely my preferred way to speedrun. I like doing co-op speedruns so much.
We're supposed to wake up that
Zoop.
fish. He doesn't wake up until like 9. The fish is supposed to bother us a couple times there, and we just don't wanna, so we don't. Hey, fish. I wasn't expecting that. Good music. It's my favorite music, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, the fish, not as intimidating as the turkey.
No. He will eat you, though.
Oh, yeah. He'll definitely eat you.
Okay, here's another big puzzle, Skip.
Yep.
We're supposed to find a way into the door, and I just say, okay. No, I don't like this one.
Oh, so close.
There
Got
we
it.
go. Okay, real long cutscene coming up here. If there are any incentives or donations that you need to read.
Yeah, if anybody needs to plug anything, you've got a full minute.
Sweet. Sorry. Well, there's actually not any new donations that have came in, so but keep them coming. This is the last of the marathon, so there's quite a bit of some really awesome content left, and I have to say I'm really enjoying just watching this run. It's so aesthetically pleasing, and the fact that it's a co-op game too. I really like the design of this, so I'm just sitting back and enjoying this too.
I love this game very much. I think this game is a real hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how hidden it is, honestly. Maybe it's hugely popular and I'm just super out of touch.
But more
but
people should play it.
It was developed by kind of an indie studio. Not kind of, they are an indie studio called Coldwood Studios, but it was published by EA. So it is available everywhere. I mean, I already mentioned on basically every system. But you can get it in Steam for PC, but you can also get it through Origin.
Origin, yes.
I was going to say, what is EA's version of Steam called?
Well, I think Steam launches it through Origin.
Yes, yeah. If you buy it through Steam, all that does is launch the game through Origin, so you still have to have an Origin account.
That's totally convenient.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
But it is is one of my favorite games of all time, and this is actually the first speed run that we ever learned. So it will always have a very special place in my heart. But it's good. This is a good game. I like it a lot.
Definitely, for sure.
Now this is.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go.
I was gonna remind everyone that the Metroid randomized bid war finale is still going on. You have, again, quite a bit of time until that bid war closes. You know, we just want to make that finale run just, you know, more exciting, just to make that make it randomized between either running Metroid Dread or Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And so far, Prime 2 Echoes is winning, and of course there's going to be some GameCube bias on my end, but I've never played Metroid Dread. I played like Metroid Prime 2 for like 2 seconds, and I was like, yeah, I can. But definitely make sure to get those donations in. Lead is a very awesome organization with a pure focus on youth mental health, which is really important in this day and age. So yeah, just again, keep those donations coming and keep on enjoying the rest of this run and many others to go.
Indeed.
So there's a lot more fire than there was last time we were here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, remember we mentioned Chapter 5 is where it gets kind of dark.
We're in a munitions factory. So
I don't know what the kids are doing here. I have no explanation. I have no explanation for why the kids are here.
Children, look, at the risk of sounding old, children, what are you doing? I know I'm a mom, but come on, don't make me sound like one. Anyway, one of the adults, you know, we keep saying the adults are bad, but I'm sorry, if I found a child in my munitions factory, yeah, I would take them to the office. That is what I would do.
Yep.
So we're gonna go break the kid out of the office, is what we're about to do. I'm not sure who's the good guy here. This game.
But we are already halfway through. This is Chapter 5 of 7. Game goes by pretty quick. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
If you time it right when you're jumping off that piston, you can get like a super jump and skip the second piston. I'm really bad at it. If there is a consistent way to get it, I have not found it.
Whoa. Oh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one.
Man, that's the third tangle we've had so far. Most runs we get no tangles. Can you tell we're rusty?
Oh my gosh, I
trusted you.
I know.
I did my part.
What else do you want from me?
Alright.
I like my Yarny pointing. My Yarny's like, go that way.
Okay. This time for sure. Right. First try.
First try.
Remember when I said that we don't have a lot of time to do co-op speedruns anymore? Can you tell we're a little rusty?
Can you tell that I haven't gotten up at 6:30 in the morning for 4 months?
I have no sympathy.
I know you didn't run at 2 this morning. You won though.
I did.
He and his brother did a race this morning in the wee hours, which they have done several times now, and it was your first win.
Well, my first win in a yeah. If anyone was here 5 hours ago, I raced my younger brother, Tall Brick. in Final Fantasy 1, and we race all the time.
And really, you're pretty evenly matched most of the time.
Yeah. We race a lot, but for whatever reason, I had never beaten him in a marathon event before, and I won this morning.
So it was worth getting up at one point.
No, I pressed the button!
I wish this one... Okay, this does have a fancy skip, but it's out of bounds.
Yeah. So there are... So it's interesting. The route that we're running right now is actually incredibly outdated. So technically this is the NMS category. This is no major skips.
Oh, did they patch something? Why?
But if you go and watch the first place run for no major skips, it probably doesn't look hardly anything like this.
I mean, a lot like it, but they do partner swings.
There are a lot of skips and quite a bit of tech that we just don't incorporate into our route, just because we don't like doing it. We have found that what we do is our preferred balance of doing cool, fast, speed, tech, skippy stuff, while also still, maximizing how much game we get to play. Because that's the thing, is I really like this game. I like playing this game. I want to play this game. I don't want to beat the game fast. I want to play the game fast. Which sounds like the same thing. I promise there's a difference. So there's a lot of stuff that we just don't do in favor of, getting to see the rest of the game.
But that's the nice thing about speedrunning. There are lots of different ways to do it. So we do NMS. There are restricted, where you can go out of bounds, and then there's any percent where you can do wings, which, like, the first chapter that usually takes us about 6 minutes, the first chapter in the world record is under 1 minute. So, lots of different ways to interact with this game. But yeah, every now and then I'll be like, I hate this puzzle, I wish there were a way to skip it. Oh wait, there is. We just can't.
You coming?
What button do I push? Untie a knot. That's like the only knot I tie in this whole game.
Alright, I'm going for it.
Okay, good luck. Ah, man, so close!
So I tried to do box skip, which is really, really hard, in part because it's impossible to practice. Because if you fail it, the game reloads on a different cycle. But the idea, what I was trying to do, was land on the outside lip of the box, and then that would propel me forward into the box in front of it. And it saves a fair amount of time. But I died instead. Which is usually what happens. Although, when we were practicing last night, I got it.
So we're stamping the outside of these boxes with the word Panga, which Coldwood Studios is Norwegian?
I'm not sure.
Finnish? Something there-ish, Scandinavian. And apparently it means bang. Looked it up once. It means bang.
Yeah.
Which was my first clue that this was a munitions factory.
The other clue was the silhouette of a bullet.
The amount of times that the whole community was like, I don't know what we're making in this factory. I have no idea. I'm so curious.
Darn.
And then I looked it up and it was bang, and then we went, wait, that's the silhouette of a... Okay. We're all very smart. Sure.
It was a collective effort.
Okay.
Go all the way up.
Yeah, I'm trying to see around the mic.
All right, actual first try.
First try, that's a real big skip, too.
Yeah, sometimes that takes 5 or 6 tries.
You're supposed to stand over on those buttons and move the vents and... no. Okay, so apparently this factory has a break everything switch.
Yeah. Yeah, why does this lever exist?
So we pulled the lever that breaks everything.
As you do.
Why would you do that? I saved your life.
Thanks, appreciate it.
And now everything is broken, so the kids can get out. This is the office where the boy is hiding. The adults, here's where the adults are bad. They just leave him behind. That's not a good thing to do, adults.
So we busted the kid out. Again. On purpose? I don't know.
And now it's just a cigarette chase. Basically, all the way to the end. Also, the Yarny size is variable.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out how big the Yarnies are, and the conclusion we came to was as big as they need to be.
Cause like we're pushing small things right now. We're inside of pipe, so we must be very small. But then earlier we were almost as big as a turkey. Little cutscene here. The kids finally found each other. She has a Yarny on her sweater, by the way, and their colors match our colors.
Yeah, yeah. You can choose your Yarny colors, and whatever colors you choose, the clothing on the kids will change to match, which I think is kind of cool.
Okay, we're gonna tie some knots, move some stuff around.
Excuse me.
And connect our lights. Get out of here. Not quite, but almost.
Getting close.
Too big. Okay.
Whoa.
Oof.
That's
Just
weird.
over. Okay, so there's a forklift there. Just so everyone saw it. So that when Octini says, where did that forklift come from?
Well, okay. She likes to give me a hard time about this. There's a forklift at the very beginning of the chapter. There was a forklift that we used at the very beginning of the chapter, but we drove it into a very tall concrete wall. So there's no way the forklift was getting past that wall. And once when we were playing this, I was like, wait, how did the forklift get from the beginning of the chapter all the way here?
Uh-huh.
It didn't. There's a second forklift.
There's a second forklift.
I didn't know that.
I know, that's why I was pointing out the second forklift. For anyone else who is similarly confused.
She's very mean to me.
I'm the worst. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, so that was chapter 5. It was a factory full of fire. You might hope that we're free from the fire. You would be wrong. Spoilers.
But we are getting close to the top of the lighthouse.
Yeah, we're done with the elevator now, which is cool. I tease because I love. You know how she can get. Yeah. I think he would probably say the same thing about me a lot of the time.
Ray has a lot of gamer rage in her.
I do have a lot of gamer rage in me. Which I imagine would surprise a lot of people.
She makes me beat the hard levels of Super Mario Odyssey.
No, no. Nope, you have not played Mario. Nope.
You
That's a lie.
You almost said never, and then you stopped yourself from saying never because you know that you have, in fact, made me beat a hard level.
Anyone? What just happened?
I have no idea. That was strange.
Yarny, are you okay? There we go. Hey. That's a terrible puzzle.
Yeah, I love that skip.
It's a Great skip. Terrible puzzle and a great skip. Okay, so there's some big logs on a truck behind us. And there's a car battery
Powering this electric
an
fence.
electric fence. So that's the situation.
We're about to skip a cutscene, which is why we're so far apart.
Uh-huh.
There's a cutscene trigger that, in order to trigger the cutscene, both of us have to walk through it. But Rage is souped over it. But because we skipped the cutscene,
This makes no sense.
the forest is now inexplicably on fire.
We did watch it one time more recently. It's not the kid's fault.
Yeah,
We confirmed it's not the kid's fault.
I watched it because I couldn't remember whether it was the kid's fault that the forest is on fire. It is not.
So that's good. But the forest is on fire.
And will continue to be for the rest of the chapter.
Yeah, it's a lot of fire.
Smokey the Bear is freaking out right now. You go that way. Because you always go that way. Hey, nice.
Not bad. That's just a hard puzzle. Hard to do well. Not complicated, just hard to do well. Okay, we're gonna do some underground chase things. Maybe little arrows written on this underground rock.
Alright, almost back outside.
More big old skip.
And now we get to see just how on fire the forest is.
The answer is very,
The answer is very.
very on fire. And the kids are not safe.
Now, this is where all of the practice that we've been doing bunny hopping really comes in handy. Because you see that the floor is lava.
And again, we are flammable.
So anytime there is hot floor, you can't walk on it. If you walk on it, you will burn up and die. You can, however, bounce on it twice. It's a very important rule. You're not allowed to bounce on the floor more than twice. If you jump a third time, you will burn up and die. We are going to take that rule very literally right now.
Again, I don't exist right now. So I can't be on fire when I'm on him, right?
Oh!
Oh, the timing is just awkward enough that the ending is sometimes terrible. I'm sorry I let you down. Oh.
You forgot to switch.
I did.
So this is what we call firewalking or log roll skip. And basically what we're doing is we take turns being the Yarny in control. There we go.
Whew.
So I jump twice, and then while I'm in the air after my second jump, I disentangle, unentangle, whatever. I disconnect us, and then reconnect us with the other Yarny being in charge. And then she jumps twice.
And that gives him time to cool off.
And swaps back. And then I jump twice and swap back.
But the timing is really particular.
It's extremely particular.
What's really impressive is when solo runners do it.
Uh-huh. My younger brother, who I raced Final Fantasy with earlier, is a solo runner of this game. And he's actually the first person I ever saw do solo firewalking. And
It's incredible.
is incredibly impressive to witness.
Okay, this is the one that we do kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because he can't zoom.
Yep, this is a suboptimal skip, but it's still way faster than doing it the intended way.
Yeah, the kid is stuck under this log. And she's gonna help him out, but definitely somehow we were involved. I don't know.
Yeah, there was something to do with us. I'm not sure what. Did you not zoop to me or something?
Yes. Oh, interesting. So we both have to be there.
Yeah.
To go through that. Huh. Okay, a little less fire here for a minute,
A little bit less.
I say. As we escape a pit of fire. This is not even using any glitches or zoops or anything. We just realized you can walk on the fire. And skip a puzzle. I actually have to platform first.
Why did I jump?
Jump!
I just got ahead of myself.
You fool.
No.
Okay, pray for me. Ray is platforming everyone. He's scared. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, come on. Give me my yarn back.
Uh-oh.
Okay, how far can we get to that
No.
checkpoint? No, we can't.
Absolutely cannot.
So many tangles this morning. Okay. I'll go.
Yeah, this is your turn. This is your thing. Oh no.
Okay, you don't get to zoop anymore.
Apparently I don't get to zoom anymore. I don't know that I've ever seen him.
Yep.
Holding me, thank you.
Alright, there we go.
Okay.
Then
Oh,
you
I'm-
are not supposed to come up.
I did try and jump off. You're standing very close to it. There we go.
Whew.
First try.
Definitely first try. No problems here. Why do you ask? Everything is going as intended. It's actually very advanced tech. Every time we die or tangle or do something that makes you think, they kind of suck at this. It's actually a very, very difficult RNG manipulation, and you should be very impressed.
Okay, so this is where the kids are being very good. There are, I'm gonna say the right word. There are horses inside of this barn, and the kids are trying to save them. There are moose and horses in this game, and we like to pretend that the horses are moose and the moose are horses.
Yeah, there's a. Would you please? I need you to not zoop where there's gonna be a tangle anymore, please.
No, there's a tangle there.
We've played this game for thousands of hours.
That one wasn't me. Everything is fine. No damage to rock.
Oh yeah, I got the swaggy jump. Totally worth it.
Okay, so we're gonna save the horses. Not the horses. So we're gonna save the horses by putting out the fire, which seems like a sensible decision that maybe the children should have gone with in the first place.
Yeah, probably.
To be fair, we are inside the barn now, so I guess.
Be free, horse.
So we put out the fire so they could open the door and free the horses. Or, as I prefer to say, the moose.
Yeah, there's a long-running inside joke with the community. Not even with the community, just with us. And, like, one other couple who runs the game. And they don't really run it anymore. Where we call the moose horses and the horses moose. Don't know why. That's just how we do it. Alright, and that's chapter 6 done. Just one chapter left. which is cool.
We're gonna climb a ladder, and we'll be at the top of the lighthouse.
Yep.
You got time for a quick donation?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so we got $5 from Leaf, and it says, I like these smaller marathons, which is not to say I don't like the bigger ones. But I am always happy to be surprised by one and take the opportunity to support something good. The speedrunning community is just wonderful, and I 100% agree. And that $5 was towards the Metro Randomizer Bid War, which is still going on. And again, that will determine which game will be ran, either Metroid Prime 2 Echoes or Metroid Dread.
Awesome. Thank you. So for the last hour, we have been moving left to right. The developers decided, just for fun, just for kicks and giggles, wouldn't it be fun to do the opposite? So for the final chapter, we go right to left.
For half of the final chapter.
Only for half the final chapter. The second half,
They give you a double jump and make you go back to the
introduces a completely different new mechanic.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, the last chapter is weird and difficult, and I love it.
We're gonna see a real cute baby snake here. If I don't point out the snake, it's not a valid round and we can't submit it, so...
Nick.
And the kids are now breaking in to a dam facility.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, I'm not sure that the kids are making the best decisions.
My question, why does this screen exist? There's nothing on that screen. There are no puzzles.
They did it specifically to make you mad.
I mean, I guess the answer is aesthetics, but it's so strange to me.
Okay, this is what we call the clockwork puzzle. And this is one where, for a while, we would do a skip that actually took longer than the real solve, just because the real solve is so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, we hated solving that puzzle so much that we lost time
Just
so that we
to
wouldn't
solve it.
have to do it.
So having a real skip for that is much better than when we started running. But all of that to say that puzzle was the worst. Ray is platforming again. Sorry, everybody.
Hey.
Nice job. Okay, I think we're gonna get bad music.
I think that would be the safe money.
There is, in the second half of this...
Screw it.
In the second half of this, there's a music change into like happy, hopeful, everything is better music.
Yeah, right now the music is kind of like ominous and weird. It's not supposed to be that for the last half of this chapter, but for some reason it often is.
I think we skip one too many checkpoints. That's my personal opinion.
Here we go. Happy music. I'm gonna turn up my computer so I can hear it. Got the happy music.
Oh, I haven't heard the happy music in a while.
In a
That's
minute.
lovely.
So this really, it's kind of weird how much difference the music makes to this part of the game, because this is like kind of triumphant and happy, and it makes this whole section like really just joyful. If you get the weird ominous music, it is a different mood.
So I'm very glad. I'm happy for y'all that you get to hear the happy music. Now there's no more puzzles to solve. At all.
Yep.
No more puzzles. It's just suddenly you have a double jump. Have fun.
Yep.
That's it.
And so the way this works is every time you come into contact with a solid thing, so it's not just when you hit the ground, but if you like bump up against a wall like that, it resets your double jump. You get your double jump back. And there's also these weird ribbon things that we can swing on, which are cool. So it's really easy to build up a lot of speed in this section. However, it's so momentum-based that it's also really easy to lose all of your speed. That wasn't bad.
Nice, no, that was good.
So the amount of time it takes to get through this section fluctuates really wildly, just depending on...
Attempted murder.
Yeah, that's definitely attempted murder.
We're going back down the river, so that was the munitions factory again.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is kind of a cool tour back through... Made it. It's kind of a cool tour back through the game. We're making our way backwards through all the chapters. Anyway, but the time it takes to complete this rapid section really kind of varies based on how well you can conserve your momentum throughout it.
This is the end of chapter 4, where we saw the boat and the swan. And I'm gonna stay on him this whole time, but I'm ready to jump off because, again, I don't exist right now, so I still have my double jump. So if he accidentally ends up a little too close to the fire, I often can unzoop, right? Become my own Yarny and use my double jump, and he can zoop back to me and be safe.
Yeah, someone tell me, who put all this fire here? Why is there so much fire in the water?
And we don't spend very much time apart here because there are a lot of places to tangle in the rapids. Most of the game, it doesn't really matter. Like, I know we spend most of our time with only him doing platforming. A lot of people don't do that. It's pretty normal for people to do all of the platforming, both of you. Because if one of you gets ahead, the other person can just zoop up. It's not a big deal. But especially here, there's just so many places to tangle. It's not worth it. I am. That's the party from the beginning of 3.
I apologize for going overestimating, by the way. I hate doing that. It's been a little bit of an adventure of a run, but I've enjoyed having you all along for the adventure. No! Okay.
We are very close to the end. The tall tree means we're almost there.
Yep.
We're gonna climb the tree and then go down a waterfall, and when we go through the fence is when we call time.
Yep. This right here is the final collectible, and is the reason right there, we just went over it, is the reason that we decided never ever to do 100% time.
Yeah, it sounds awful. 'Cause if you miss it, you gotta start the whole thing over.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are back in town. They're gonna like make up with all of the adults, and then the Yarnies are gonna bring the light back to life.
Mm-hmm. So kids have, I don't know, I guess found a safe place. There's adults there. I don't know. Presumably they're safe and happy, so that's good. Happy ending for the kids. And then there's all these shadow monsters just wrecking the lighthouse. But we have reached the top of the lighthouse, and with us came our little fairy light friend.
Also, there's a bunch of extra Yarnies around. There are bonus levels where you can save them.
Yeah, there's 20 challenge levels, which is actually a really fun like incentive we do for some marathons. It takes like half an hour to get through them all, and they're just basically short chunks of platforming that's really difficult. But yeah, we're gonna light up the lighthouse so
And
that no more
everyone's gonna be happy
so that
now.
no more ships wreck, and everybody lived happily ever after. Apparently, lighting a lighthouse immediately clears the weather.
It was magic.
Oh. Okay. It was magic.
Yeah.
And I like this little credits scroll. It's very sweet, and I think is an excellent summation of what the game is about. Anyway, that's Unravel 2.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.